Hi, my name is Muhammad Iqmal Hazim bin Khairudin. I am from Pair 11, and today I will be presenting on the fourth, fifth, and sixth critical incidents of our presentation. The fourth critical incident revolves around downward communication. So in this particular scene, the manager of Handycar Rental, Shannon, actually called her employees into her office for a meeting. She then specifically informed them the purpose of the meeting, which is to settle a misunderstanding between her employees, as well as to increase cultural sensitivity. So the theory of downward communication is that it is a form of communication from the upper level of a group to a lower level. Essentially, it is where someone who is higher ranked in the company, such as a manager, will be speaking to someone who is lower in the company, which is their employees. And it is typically used by employees to convey information, as well as usually resulting in the employees taking action. So what this essentially means is that downward communication is used by employers to give a form of information or order towards the employees and expecting the employees to actually take action with the information and actually do their work and produce something. So for example, in this scene, the reason why Shannon informed the purpose of the meeting is to have the employees actually take action and settle the misunderstanding, as well as to increase cultural sensitivity in the workplace. So a recommendation that I can make here is that as employers, effective downward communication really helps convey clear instructions and produce quality work. So employers must actually give a very clear downward communication so that the employees can actually use that communication and that the information that they received as a guide when they do their work so that they can produce quality work. The fifth critical incident is cultural barriers. So in this particular scene, the colleagues of Kim and Jung actually are in a meeting to discuss the quarrel between them. And they misunderstood the relationship between Jung and Kimchi as being lovers, even though they're not. This is because they didn't understand the Korean culture of Dongjin. So cultural barriers actually can obstruct effective communication between colleagues. Specifically, someone's race, religion, and gender can result in a form of misinformation or misunderstanding between the colleagues. The thing about cultural barriers is that given that currently we are living in a modern era where a lot of people from different cultural backgrounds are usually going to meet in their workplace, this can actually result in a form of cultural barrier when you communicate with each other in the workplace, especially when throughout that person's entire life, they've only communicated from people in their own culture. So when they communicate with someone outside of their culture in the workplace, it can create a form of misinformation, which can negatively affect work. Given that cultural barriers results in misinformation, it can actually produce bad work due to the misinformation that they got. For example, the use of a specific word that they don't understand, and then they would actually misconstrue that as being something else and producing something entirely different. So as a recommendation, all the employees as well as employers must take steps to remove these cultural barriers by actually understanding and appreciating the cultural backgrounds of their own colleagues. And this is obviously, like I mentioned, not limited to only employees, but also employers. And the main reason why employers should also appreciate and understand the cultural backgrounds of their own subordinates is because it helps them create a very productive environment so that sales go up, productivity goes up, and a healthy environment is created in the workplace, which benefits the company itself. So as employers, they need to have a form of sensitivity when it comes to the cultural backgrounds of their employees so that they can maintain a very good work environment and increase productivity in the workplace. The last critical incident is cooperative communication. Now, in this particular scene, Shannon, who is the manager, politely explains to her employee, Jung, that his troubled past actually can affect the human resource department's perception of him and would make his application for a promotion unsuccessful. She did this in a very polite manner. So the theory of cooperative communication goes in the way that it involves the dissemination or the conveying of information in a polite and non-hostile manner, as this would ensure that the relationship between co-workers are healthy. It is a given that we would have disagreements in a workplace, but we need to find ways to make sure that we can convey this disagreement in a polite manner. So a recommendation that I can make is that we all must find ways to give our views in form of disagreements or bad news in a polite way so as to avoid workplace conflict. And the reason why we want to avoid that is because workplace conflict can actually negatively affect our work and the quality of our work. So by having cooperative communication, we can actually increase productivity and make sure that the workplace relationships is actually healthy. So as a conclusion, Understanding communication theories will avoid unnecessary conflict, because understanding these communication theories will actually help maintain a professional workplace environment. And as students who are going to go into the workforce, we need to internalize these theories and apply it when we enter our workplace. So these theories, as students, especially students who are about to graduate, understanding these communication theories will make sure that when we enter the workforce, our relationship with our colleagues and superiors can be professionally maintained. That is all from me. Thank you.